Hello everyone, my name is Maxime Chagnot. I'm a CATIA consultant working for PLM Technology in Norway. Today we'll perform a live demonstration of the 3DExperience release 20x on cloud. And on this video, I will give you an introduction of the web dashboarding that you can do on your web browser. And I will split the video in several parts in order to show you different dashboards that you can create according to the role you have in the company. And first of all, how can we access this web dashboard? If you have purchased 3DExperience, you will normally receive a mail that gives you directly to this web page. Or you can also click on your Windows bar on the bottom and you should see an icon like that. That's 3DExperience icon. You can click on it and it will give you the web page. And of course, you can save this page in your web browser favorite. Okay, let's start the video now. Okay, so we'll start the video with the platform management dashboard. So this one you don't need to create, it's actually already created by Dassault System. And this one is nice because it gives you an overview of your platform and it's really well made. First of all, you can see the ID of your platform here, and then we have the number of members I have, then the 3DExperience, number of roles, and the storage. So this one is just a big picture of the 3DExperience you have. Then you can switch from the different tabs, as you can see here. We can see the different members in the 3DExperience and all the roles that has been granted to them, and also when it will be expired. So you can also click on the small eye as information, and you can see different people here. Then you can switch also to the subscription. For example, here you can buy extra storage for your cloud. You have the communities, all the communities that has been created in this platform. As you can see, PLM Technology blog. I will now move to the content, and this one here is really important because this is where you can create the 3D space. 3D space will be helpful when you will work on the rich client, where later you will create part, and you can see all the different quality space that has been created here, and you can just create a new one, for example, with a title and the type, is it private, public, etc. On top here you have the Drive Control Center. If you are linking this to your mail address or your Google Drive, for example, you can have an overview here. And the very bottom, this one is the Quality Spaces Configuration Center, and this one allows you to add several things on your part. First of all, you can add attributes if you want to create custom attributes to your physical product, for example. You can also change the name of a part, the way it's created. Instead of PRD, it could be just P, for example. And then you have other different elements, for example, the revision, the rules, different maturity. So here you find different elements for your 3DExperience rich client later when you will design. You can also work with the different dashboard, but you also find this dashboard here on top. You have the vocabularies if you want to add new vocabularies to the 3DExperience. And then you have other elements, for example, here, the language or so. That's it for the platform management. I think it's really great. Okay, so now we'll show you how to create your own dashboard, and particularly the personal dashboard. So we go on top here and create add dashboard. You can start from something from a template, but I will just create it empty and I will call it personal dashboard. Of course, you can make it simpler. You can also add the description, but here it's just optional. And then I switch automatically to personal dashboard. And the first tab I will do is maybe the blog of the company, for example. So you go to the North Quadrant where you find 3D Swim. That's the name of the blog. And you can also maximize it here directly. So here you can see all the different communities you have enrolled. And here I can just make this one. Of course, if you want to create your own community, you can just go to what's new list of my communities. And here you can also create your own communities directly. And as we have seen it, we can also do it on the platform management tab. And now we'll switch to another tab. You can easily make another name. I will add, for example, web. where I can add. This time I will go on the east quadrant, where I go to information here, and I will add, for example, a web page reader. In that case, I could, for example, pick up the blog of PLM Technology and add. And this one I will just, of course, feel free to put whatever you want in this, but I will keep that one. And what I will also add now is maybe some quick links. This can be really helpful. You can just write it directly here. So we could have LinkedIn, for example. You can have a name or just add it. It will automatically find the LinkedIn here. Let's continue. I will also put GrabCAD. So here on my account, for example, you can see here, if I write a name, click on add, and as you can see here, it goes fast, and you can add as many as you want as well. And I will finish by maybe adding a web note. This could be helpful, for example, if you have found something like a to-do list, or you can just to-do list, and then you can just write whatever you want. Check this YouTube channel, and then I will just find the YouTube channel of PLM Technology. Okay, you can write that, and you can also change the color, red because it's YouTube or whatsoever. Click on close, and then you have this directly, and we can, as you can see, if I close now the tab here, it automatically make it. Okay, and here you can have a page like that. I will add another tab now by creating a mail, and I will also go to the east quadrant where I will just pick up mail, and I will just put it in maximize. And here I will not do it, but you can add any kind of mail you would like to have. So for me, for example, could have Gmail. And what I will add now also is maybe the drive, if you want to connect with Google Drive or Dropbox, etc. So just go to the north quadrant and you pick up 3D Drive and you just move it here. Oops, I've been a bit too fast. I close. You just drag and drop it, and I will just put it in maximize. And here you can see if you want to link it later with Dropbox, etc. Well, I could stop here, of course. It's up to you. You can also add, for example, 3D space if you are working with part or not. This is clearly up to you, but I could add 3D space and from there directly. I would say it's more for designer, but yeah, you can see different parts you have here in there as well. So that's all the curves space I have. I go to Maxime Perso, double click, for example, and here I have access. It's a shortcut, let's say. I have access to all the parts I want. So this could be the personal dashboard. Okay, so now I will show you how we can make a designer dashboard. But first of all, you should check the 3D Innovator dashboard that has been conceived that way for designer. Here you have Katia X Design, where you can design or import part, and next to it you have 3D Space, where you can find the part. So I will recommend you to check this one first, but me, what I'm going to do now is to create an extra dashboard as the beginning empty. We can actually create it from the Innovator dashboard and add it or modify it, but I will just start create empty dashboard, and I will call it designer dashboard. So of course this is up to you to call it as you want. Okay, create. Now we switch to the designer dashboard, and I will now go to the north quadrant, and I will bring 3D space to have it on the side, as you can see here. And the first thing you could have, for example, is 3D markup. That is the review tool. So you can do it that way. And of course, after you can make it a bit bigger. Okay, like that. And in that way, it's working a bit like 3D Innovator, because here what I'm going to do is just that I can search directly what I want. I'll go to Maxime Perso, and you will just select the part and drag and drop it there directly. Okay, now you have a 3D viewer. Of course, you can call it this 3D viewer. And remember that everything is on the web browser, so you can access it also on your phone or on your tablet. Then I will now switch to another as well, working a bit the same, but this one I will select collaborative lifecycle tool, where I can actually change some properties to my part, and I will do exactly the same here. As you can see, yes, a bit bigger, and again you can work in the same way. You go to your collaborative space, pick up a part, okay, and directly from there you can modify the status. This one is in work, you can release it. This part has no different revision, but if it was, we will see all of them, or if you're in different variant, etc. So this one we could call Lifecycle. I will continue this one by adding the compare tool. So compare is working that way. You could also add 3D space, but I will just keep it like that as maximize, and I will maybe search for parts. So search for red. I have plenty of parts, so I don't know if it will give me the first red part I was looking for. We'll see. So as you can see here, he has added a lot of elements. Here is the red I want, this one, and I will just drag and drop it here. Okay, and actually what I like here is say that we can compare it directly with the revision. So here I have revision B1, and here revision A1, and here give you a 3D view directly. You can have even more element, I think. Here, for example, you see the different parts. So here they are overlapping, but you understand that one has a hole and those are not. This one could be called compare. I continue, this one I will call a bookmark. So this one could be helpful if you have folder, if you have created folder. And I will go to search bookmark editor, the one with the small icon here. This one means that you can put it on the web. I will maximize it. Here you will see the different bookmark you have on your platform, Play Technology. You can double click, and here you can see the different folder you have. Okay. It should have maybe preferences. You can also have this one. It's actually a nice feature here. Okay. And refresh done. Yeah, I will continue, and this one I will add, and this one we call bomb, because basically that's what it is. You can just go to the north quadrant again and select engineering release. I will put it on maximum, and here is it's different bill of material I've created, but if you double click on the on the element you have here, it gives you all the different parts with the revision and the name, etc., the status. Well, I don't have that many attributes, but here that's the custom attributes I have on my platform. It's empty for the moment, but same, I did not put any material here, but you have a bill of material directly on the web. I will create another tab. This one we can, if you are a designer, you can put it. So I could put X design. So you also have it in the 3D Innovator tab, but you can go now to the 3D quadrant on the west and just drag and drop it. Catch X design, okay, as it's on the web. As you can see here, you can create a new component in design, and I will do the same with X generative design. So I will just call it XGen, and I will go to the 3D and drag and drop it this one. So of course you can add as many tabs as you want. I think this one are pretty helpful for working with parts. And of course, you can please comment the video if you have other idea to add more element to this dashboard. In this part, I will show you how we can create a manager dashboard, especially if you work more with planning, for example. I will create a new dashboard from scratch, manager, for example, dashboard, create from scratch. We could start with, for example, I go to the North Quadrant and I will select project planning. I think it's a really great application. You can just change the name, project, well, let's call it project planning, like that. And you can have a project. For example, I already made one called test. You can have like a summary of your project. Is it finished or not? Do you have like important tasks to do, etc. You can see the different tasks. Of course, you can add more. Schedule is actually a pretty nice way to see the different tasks to do with, for example, the deadline, etc. In that case, I only have 2, but I could have a lot more. You can see the different members and the content. Here in that case, it was just a simple example. I can also show you how we can create a route management. Route management is more like if you want to have working like workflow. So you can just create your own route and see the members, etc. It's only me for the moment, and have this graph view. For example, this one, having a graph view of a project. For example, route or workflow. Okay, I will create another tab that could be interesting. Issues management. This one will be more linked to each member having an issue with a part, for example, or something to modify. We found an issue here, for example, this is pending. You can see the text, etc. So that's a way to, and you can also have a location of the parts. It's this one. You can also find it directly on the rich client after and open it. Issues, okay. And well, clearly I could continue like that for quite some time, because you could, of course, you could add a 3D space if you want to review the part, etc. You just have the web interface and you don't have the rich client. So of course, 3D markup could be a good tool to have access. And that's a bit what I did with the designer. So you can also look at the previous step of the video and do exactly the same. Same here, if you're a manager, you could put some Lifecycle tab if you want to modify the maturity of a part, for example. And on this last part, I will just show you how we can create a dashboard for the analyst. So I'll create add a dashboard, analyst. I'm talking of the structural analyst, of course. Analyst dashboard, create, here we are. And I will start maybe by adding a visualization of the simulation. So you go on the south of the compass, and then I will select simulation review. I will maximize it, and then I will go for searching a simulation file, simulation, and I will also add, as you can see here, a 6W tag simulation, because I don't want, you see I have 9,000 results here, so I just want maybe a physical simulation, and here I only have 28. So when I click on the filter here, it gives me all the simulation I want. For example, this one. And if you drop it, here you can have a visualization of the simulation you have done. So this one could be review. Then I will create another tab, and this one I will call, for example, I will add the different job I have. So jobs, or it's a monitoring, and here you see all the jobs you have in your 3DExperience and the one that has been successful or not. Then I can also add another tab, and this one I will do my simulation and performance study. So here also I will call it perform, because here basically what you can do, you can split it in two, as you can see here. Okay, oops, here of course you need to put it smaller. And what you can do is just drag your simulation here and drop it, and then you can do an execution of it. You can just run it. Okay, and the last tab I could have is more in the administration. You can see different station, process, and also if you go on the north quadrant here, you could have, for example, the tokens. And the tokens will tell you how much time you can do, how much job you can run. It's very easy to control this tab. Of course, it's always up to you. You can change that. You can add as many dashboards as you want. It's no problem. So as you can see, there is a lot of tools in this web dashboard, a lot of application. I just wanted to give you an introduction of all of them, but actually I think we could do a video for each application on the web. Of course, it's up to you to decide if you want to organize it that way. I don't know all of these applications, so I just went over everything. And if you have any comments to say, just add it to the YouTube channel. Thank you very much for watching this video. Do not hesitate to visit our webpage www.pmtechnology.com, and I hope to see you soon again. Goodbye.